Hello everyone, I am Randy Suarez, aka Silva today back here with another amazing reaction this time. Back to some more Abba and Preach. They've been on a break because they've been traveling, so I'm happy they're back, but the video I'm watching is Burning the Destiny Bridge. And I'm thinking I know exactly what they're about to talk about because, you know, he gave his opinion about the whole thing with Trump and the assassination thing Destiny did. And let's just, some people didn't take too kindly about it. But I'm here to hear about Abba and Preach's opinions about their girl Destiny. So you like any of this content, please like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. Like, comment, subscribe to Abba and Preach. I will leave the original link to this video down below so you can watch it uninterrupted. Also link to my Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. Follow me on those social platforms. Also link to my Cashapp. Feel gracious enough to donate $5, $10, or wherever you want to donate, that's fine. If you don't, that's fine as well. Say things with super things, but by donating, liking, commenting, subscribing, sharing, it lets me know y'all rock with the reaction content, rock with the channel, and rock with your boy. But further ado, buckle up and let's get started. Alright, we're here with some Abba and Preach, and let's go.
I think the only unfortunate thing about this whole video is that it might have been out of focus. Alright, today's topic, by popular demand, everyone wanted us to cover my girl Destiny and her recent comments. And if you aren't aware, after the Trump attempt,
oh, so that's what they mean. The camera's out of focus. Okay. All right. No worries.
I think someone else in the crowd ended up passing away from the bullet that missed Trump. A lot of people.
And here's the thing: when it comes to that, you know, it's something that I discussed with my fiance. Even if it did hit him, like it actually hit him, you know, to the upper room. Hold on. To the upper room. There we go. To do that on live television, you know, it's pretty effed up. And they got the person, you know, the person is dead. But that's horrific. And I mean, I thought we moved past this, and apparently we haven't. You know, at the end of the day, I mean, like, I even said this. There are some people who are basically concerned that happened. There's some people that are like, oh, that the bullet should have hit him. Either way, when it comes to that type of mindset, like, bro, at the end of the day, no one in a crowd, live audience should see that, like, at all. You know, again, I thought we moved past that, but apparently we haven't.
I had a lot of things to say. A lot of people were talking about it. We were on vacation, so I didn't really give. So I'm not American, so not my country, not my problem. Yep. Destiny made some comments, essentially, laughing, didn't really care. If I could summarize everything in a very gleeful tone, he was saying, fuck around and find out, which I hope is a pretty fair summation of what he was essentially trying to say. He says,
which, yeah, it's something that I said, like, I'm surprised it took this long. And take it how you want to and everything, like, you'd be surprised, like, the way sometimes how someone's been moving, regardless, when it comes to policies and all the other stuff. And even when stuff that, like, he was doing technically, you'd be surprised. Like, I'm surprised it took this long, but at the same time, it should never happen regardless, because at the end of the day, if we can't handle things civil and we just went straight to let's go assassinate, then you'll be crap.
You're somebody who engages in violent rhetoric, as Trump does, according to him. And if you're one of his supporters who supports somebody who's an insurrectionist who wanted to overthrow the government, suspend the Constitution, yada, 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 I don't really care if bad things happen to you because you're the kind of person who encourages people to violence. That was a
And here's the thing, and I don't agree with Destiny's take on that per se. It's more like, I do agree that he did encourage people for violence, which we did, and people pretend not that they didn't see the lie thing when he did the whole insurrection back in January of 2021, January 6th, pretty much. And I'm like, he did encourage people for violence because people did say, hey, Trump said that I can do this, and it's insane to me when people think, oh, he didn't basically encourage violence. Like, yeah, he did. There's this video evidence of him saying that. That's kind of hard to fake that.
And he's like, I don't care. And he said so by making jokes, and a lot of people had a problem with it. They felt it was insensitive, it was disgusting, etc., etc. Is that a fair summation? Yeah. All right. I saw some people saying he endorses assassination attempts, or he's saying people should. It's not what he said. from everything I've seen, and I'll probably post the clips of him talking about it, he hasn't said that.
Get the dude, the firefighter guy, Trump, the people that support him. I just want you to know, okay, just in case you're confused or it seems like I'm, whatever. If one of you were in the crowd and you're a conservative fan of mine and you end up, getting blown away or whatever the fuck, I'm making fun of you the next day on Twitter. I am, 100%.
A person in a crowd cheering for and supporting a traitor to this country caught astray, I'm so sad, please. As well as Donald Trump incited an insurrection and then was granted full criminal immunity for possibly all of his involvement. I have zero sympathy for anything that happens to him or anyone who supports him. If I've offended anyone with my recent tweets, I'd like to make things right. DM me and I'll buy you front row seats to the next Trump rally. There was this moment where Piers Morgan says you seem almost gleeful, then saying that makes you frankly despicable, with Destiny responding,
I don't think I'm gleeful about...
And this is also, I probably will say this, sometimes it's okay to keep opinions to yourself. Sometimes your opinions don't need to be heard. I mean, that's with anybody,
anything. I don't think anybody should die. I don't think anybody deserves to die.
Which you can still say is incredibly bad, but I just want to be accurate as possible.
Yeah.
So, listen, I'll say this, man. Sometimes y'all DM me or leave me comments. You're like, oh, you afraid to talk about your girl? I don't give a. First off, fuck you and fuck anybody who think I got a problem with saying this shit. I ain't afraid of saying none of this stuff. And
To have the Stone Cold Steve Austin pointing the middle finger while I was saying F you, F everything, you think I'm afraid to talk about this? Like, y'all don't know these guys, like, at all. I mean, I don't know them either, but all the stuff that I've been watching over the years and even now been reacting to them, they will say what's on their mind if need be. Abba, specifically.
I think a lot of you in the fan base have gotten very comfortable because you've seen that for a long time. We've covered trans women in sports or all this other stuff. So you think like we perfectly align with some of you on the far right where you guys are like, I don't believe in none of this. I'm not with you. I have no problem saying that. And if me saying that bothers you, you need to take a hike, okay?
Yeah.
Just because I made fun of fucking dweeby liberals who go and want to have safe spaces and do all this corny shit, it does not mean I'm some right-winger who thinks all libs are bad, okay? That's you. Now, we don't align there. If you can handle that, stick around. If you can't, that's none of my business. But don't ever think that I'm afraid to espouse what I'm thinking just to keep you around. I don't care. I'm going to say my thoughts whether you leave or not. Whether we go down 1 million subs or not, I don't care. And as far as what Destiny goes, I'm not bothered by it at all. Why? Because the way he talks is normal for American political landscape, okay? I have seen it degenerate over the last 10 years, especially since Trump joined, where people say all kinds of stuff, including Trump himself. I've watched Trump say he wanted to punch protesters in the face.
And he's walking out, and we're not allowed, the guards are very gentle with him. He's walking out like big high fives, smiling, laughing, like to punch him in the face, I'll tell you.
And people forget, this is the same man who said grabbing women by the hoo-ha is a compliment. And people ain't like to endorse that. Don't get me wrong. Is there such thing as an honest politician? Of course not. Even the nice ones have done a lot of shady crap. But sometimes some people need to understand this. If you're moving wild, expect the unexpected. And Trump, ever since then, ever since he ran for president the first time, even before he became part of the Republican debate part, whatever you want to call it, he's been running wild before then. It just now is more out in the open now.
How's it?
Oh yeah, okay. I guess I have to mute this.
And we'll stand up to crazy Nancy Pelosi who ruined San Francisco. How's her husband doing, by the way? Anybody know?
And what we'll talk to you about that later.
Yeah, but there's not going to be time. I'm just curious if you
Okay,
have
speak with
now.
Shane, please.
But you just
Sick and tired of you guys. The last time that came in here, you did the same thing. Get the hell out of here. Jesus.
On guy who body slam my kind of guy.
Get the hell out of here. The last guy did the same thing. You were the Guardian.
yes, and you just broke my glasses.
The last guy did the same damn thing.
You just body slammed me and broke my glasses.
Destiny and others have essentially said is being a hypocrite in this situation, tweeting out a screenshot of Rubin memeing about hammer time after what happened to Paul Pelosi. Also, linking to when Rubin wrote, "Here's hoping that AOC, Rashida, and Ilhan join Aaron Bushnell in his brave protest," who, if you don't remember, is the service member who lit himself on fire to protest what was happening in Gaza.
I've seen all kinds of politicians from Dan Crenshaw talking about punching Antifa people in the face and talk about violence all the time. It has become normalized in a first world country like America to engage in politics like a third world country. That's how.
And it's going back to what I said, is like, ever since then, you know, people have been moving wild. And he's been moving wild, and he's like, and people are like, oh, he's a great leader, and this and that, and this and that. I'm like, surely we could do a better than someone who said that if his daughter wasn't his daughter, they would be dating. His wife don't want nothing to do with him. And that's pretty effed up, you know, if your wife don't want nothing to do with you.
Y'all talk about violence and shit in your country.
Your son, your youngest son, don't want nothing to do with him. That should be more telling.
And it's not just Dems. I've seen Republicans do it. And so, do I really care that someone else made a fuck around? I don't care. This is your playground. This is the sandbox that y'all created. You want to condemn all this behavior, you guys go ahead. But as an outsider, I'm just seeing more of the same.
And the thing that happened is that you go on platforms and you call people from the left snowflakes because they're acting a certain way.
Yep.
Now look at you, you're doing the same thing.
Yeah.
You guys are,
At the end of the day, is a pot calling kettle black, and you think it's a great idea to not really understand that. And some people don't want to. Some people think, oh, they're right. We live in a society that everyone wants to be right. Nobody wants to be wrong and take accountability. And it's one of those things, to me personally, is the reason why I stay away from types of politics in general. I don't talk about it as much. This is surprisingly the most I talk about it. And because at the end of the day, I've seen how talking about politics turns people. It makes me feel uncomfortable and unsafe. And it's something that I discussed this with my fiance, because you know, with the whole thing with Trump being basically about to get assassinated, or assassination attempt, and among other things. So at the end of the day, like, if we don't like it here, we can always move to a different country and start all over. If that's what I and her want. But at the same time, it's not gonna solve the issue. There's a reason why they say don't boo, vote. Vote for the people vote for the person that you want in office who have your best interest at heart. Not someone who has been talking a while, you know, like for a very long time, and yet I think, well, he thinks what I think. I'm like, okay, and
doing the same thing.
Yeah.
Like a snowflake is not someone on the left. A snowflake is just someone that just can't handle being talked about.
Yep.
That's a snowflake. And you can be people on the right, y'all can be snowflakes too.
Yep.
Because the way you're like, I can't believe that's what they doing over there.
Yep.
Absolutely.
And then you do that over there too. It's just you're the same people. You have the same MO, the same modus operandi, and you have the same way of working as them. You just have different ways of thinking. But it's the same.
it's basically the same shit, different can. The best way I can put it. The simpler way I can put it, same shit, different can.
Wait, how many times during the BLM protests were people talking about mowing them down or running them over, doing all kinds of violence? That was normal.
That was normal.
That's you guys talking about your fellow citizens and talking about how you guys want violence against them. And that was normal in the right circles. So don't sit here now and then act like somebody who doesn't care about the fact that a right-winger died is some big surprise to you. You know, that to me is a little bit pathetic.
Yeah.
That's Elon Musk pathetic. All talking about, oh, I want to run a free speech platform. You're platforming everything under the sun, from to doesn't matter who it is, okay? You can even have the Ayatollah. He's up there, okay? They can spew whatever they want, anti-gay, anti-black, whatever. Destiny makes that joke, and then you want a pearl clutch? Bro, get him out of here.
Like, for real, though. Like, at the end of the day, like, dude, what do you really want? You know? You can't have your cake and eat it, too. And that's why I feel like when it comes to politics, people who get so obsessed with politics, they want their cake and eat it too, not realizing you're not going to always get the cake. You may not even get a piece. You may not get the whole cake. But you just have to deal with what you gotta deal with and move on.
Yeah. Get him out of here. This is the biggest amount of pearl clutching I ever seen from most of these people, and the hypocrisy is crazy.
Yeah.
Now, if you want to say you're not okay with what Destiny said, I ain't got a problem with that.
Yeah.
You're fine to say.
You can say it's bad behavior because at the end of the day, it's bad from everybody. Destiny's just engaging more with the bad. But do I actually care that all the people, all the pigs playing in the mud look like pigs? No. And I know this video is going to be unpopular with a lot of you. I also don't care. Don't ever think that I'm afraid to say what I'm going to say because it makes some of y'all upset or makes it. I don't give a shit. Is he my friend?
Because here's the thing. I even said this. I am scaring one of my coworkers with this. Because I had like one of my previous jobs. Because this happened 2 years ago. I switched jobs to a different company at this time. But I ended up scaring him and a new worker. Because I got asked about my policies and politics, how I feel about it. And I was bluntly honest. I said this. At this point in my life, I don't give a crap. I said this is the censored version. I said I don't give a. Because I even explained this because at the end of the day, it don't feel like nobody's discussing anything. It felt like a bunch of yelling, nothing getting across. Everyone's feelings are hurt. No one's sitting back and talking and having a discussion. That's what it feels like. It doesn't matter if it's left or right or middle or whatever. No one's even meeting at the middle. They just... And at this point, I'm like, I don't care. Because it's the reason why I stopped watching the news, because everything now is breaking news. And it's insane to me.
Sure. Am I biased because of it? Probably. But honestly, when I sit back and think about it, and even when I talk about it with my people, none of them really disagreed that heavily. So... that's how I feel about it. And all of this talk about, oh, you guys are afraid to talk about the I don't give a shit. I'm not American. That's your problem. That's your country. Yeah. Right?
It's our problem.
I generally don't talk about presidential elections in other countries. It's not my place. You wanted it, you got it. Now you're unhappy with it, door's right there.
You can't talk about freedom of speech, but then when it's not aligned with what you're thinking, you can't say stuff like that. That's not what freedom of speech means,
bro.
Freedom of speech actually means that the person that disagrees with you have the right to say it. Yeah. They have the right to say it.
Yeah.
And depending on what they say, there's consequences, but they have the right to say it. Go ahead.
Yeah, I agree with Preach on this one. They do have the right to say it. You also don't have the consequences. There are some consequences with that. At the end of the day. Again, I agree with Preach on this one.
Say it. Say it out loud with your chest. It might not be in line with what I think. Bro, that's what freedom of speech is. So the minute you have this guy that does not agree with you and says something that you said in the past, it's still freedom of speech. You want it, well, they want it too, bro, and that's how it works.
What are your thoughts?
My thoughts are it's pretty. You can disagree with what someone and the politics of someone. It's always going to be wild when you're gonna be like, oh yeah, if they die, man, people are gonna have a problem with that. That's for sure. You can disagree with the politics of some person and be like, yeah, disagree with the politics, but in wishing death upon the person, if death happens, like, man, people are definitely gonna take they're gonna have a problem with it. I think what he was saying was a bit wild, but did he have the right to say it? I believe that he did have the right to say it. What I think was messed up thing, the weird thing, was him getting banned off all the social media and stuff like that.
Yeah, that didn't make any sense. He got banned off on Kick and gets demonetized on X.
Be clear, he was banned off of Kick and demonetized, which is like a degenerate platform for pedos and all kinds of KK. Like, they allow everything on that platform that you can imagine in terms of degeneracy.
And this, like I said, that's the reason why I'm hardly on X, besides promoting my YouTube stuff, and that's like not even daily. And like, because at the end of the day, like, X has turned into basically what they said, and at this point, like, what the hell are y'all doing?
That it was weird that this was where they drew the line, but they did reinstatement, and I think he was demonetized on Twitter by Elon Musk, free speech champion.
Yeah, the guy that says, "Oh, I'm gonna buy this platform and I'm gonna allow all the free speech," but then you got that one person that does not agree with what you're saying, and you're doing this exact same thing. You became the enemy, right?
he really became what he hated the most, and that's weird. And he's okay with that. Of course, he's okay with that because he has a lot of money. But I don't know, man.
Side note, there's this comedy night here in Montreal in French that basically it's GHB, gore, hardcore, and I don't remember what the B stands for, but basically you go in there and you do comedy and you push your jokes to the limit, and it's made for that, right? You go there and you say wild stuff in the comedy setting, right? Jokes that you're never gonna do again and everything and stuff. And I was on the stage at that thing and I did a number. And I was talking the whole night. There was some other people that went on stage, made jokes about PDF files jokes and all those great jokes and stuff like that. I go on stage, I do a couple of jokes, then I do some jokes on gay people, right? And one of them in the crowd, there was a break. There was like an intermission in the show, and I saw one of the guy outside that was at the show, and he was like, "Oh no, yeah, that comedian, me, I can't like really what he said was no, really, I was not having it because me, oh, the PDF jokes was alright, the grape jokes was cool, but when
what is it about
when it was you said nah, you was like nah, I'm not happy."
And that's the thing when I say when it comes to comedy, a lot of people need to take a fucking chill pill, because at the end of the day, it jokes. It's making fun of not just making fun of you. How the hell? First of all, how can it be making fun of you if this person, the comedian, doesn't matter if it's male or female, doesn't matter if it's male or female in the crowd, doesn't know that you are that. You're gay, you're trans, you're non-binary. How do you expect a comedian to know that and get upset when he or she makes fun of? Well, again, people, I don't know, man.
You're a big hypocrite.
Mm-hmm.
You're a big hypocrite. I understand that comedy is just like a drunk uncle at Christmas. It's funny until he touches you. But at the end of the day, you're a big hypocrite. You're a big, huge hypocrite. And that's what it is. That my problem with that is that he's gonna be on all those platforms, like you say, the Kick platform, which obviously you show. I'm not on the platform. I don't know.
I show you,
but
clips.
Everything you show me,
and this is what they
is, and this is where you draw the line.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
you draw the line at F around and find out, but you got people kissing teenagers. Grown-ass man kissing teenagers, and you're cool with that.
You want to laugh? All the political commentators who always talk about how the left is about deplatforming all this stuff, how many of them did I see go online and complain to Elon, talk about this is hate speech, this is inciting, blah, blah, blah. You realize that they're quick to deplatform just as much as the lefties. They'll talk about it, and they'll laugh at liberals and be like, oh, deplatform is so bad. But the moment that them like this happened, they also yell for it. So
the same people.
I might have spoken about liberals a lot because that's who I spend most of my time with, but over time and spending enough time around these folks, you just realize that they engage in the exact same stuff. They dox, they deplatform, they encourage all this kind of stuff, from the biggest political commentators to the smallest ones. So
I didn't that they left and right, y'all the same people.
It really feels like
it's just because you think
it's just like literally staring at the mirrors. That's the reason why I said it's like a pot calling and kettle back. Like, what the fuck are you doing?
Whenever you pause an action, you do an action, you just think it's righteous because it aligns with what you think.
Yup.
Yeah.
Whether it's left or right, y'all the same.
Yeah.
Y'all the same people. Well, but I did it because I did it to protect. Well, they did the same thing. They're doing the same thing as well to protect or to whatever or to go align or to erase what is wrong, what they believe is wrong. Y'all the same.
And everything we said is factual. You guys can go look this up. You can go look up the facts that a bunch of Republicans have been calling for violence for a long time. You can go look up the fact that a bunch of people on the right, big commentators, have been calling for deplatforming for a long time. So knowing that, I don't know how you guys are going to even argue, but guess what? At the end of the day, much like Ben Shapiro loves to say, what? Facts don't care about your feelings. And I have a feeling that most of the people who reacted to the situation had a very emotional response. That's what it is. I'm detached from all of this.
You guys are quick to say facts don't care about your feelings, when
But
the facts
in their feelings.
when the facts aligns with your feelings, and then you say facts don't care about your feelings because you don't care about that fact. But when you gonna care about that fact, that's you.
I think the only unfortunate thing about this whole video is that it might have been out of focus. Not really watch this anyway, so who cares?
No.
Yeah, you can listen to it.
But yeah. It's out of focus, but I'm not re-recording this shit.
Is the audio fire?
Audio works.
put it up. Like,
Blame the whole shit.
That's it. Anyways,
Yeah.
let us know what you guys think in the comments below. Yo, I predict this video gonna have a.
Like I said, this is literally we're on the age that everybody wants to be right, nobody wants to be wrong. Going back to what I also said again, the pot caught in the kettle black is weird to me. It doesn't matter if you're Democrat, Republican, if y'all doing the exact same crap, you're gonna get called out regardless. Now, Destiny should have been demonetized and deplatformed in a way? No, but at the end of the day, yes. Well, he said it was wild. Don't get me wrong, it was wild. But you hear a lot worse from other people. And this is where you draw the line. This one, like I said, I agree with these guys on this one because at the end of the day, like, what's your morals at the end of it? What's your morals when it comes to the line? What basically told in the line? Because this is not that what Destiny said. And it may be wild, but it wasn't told in the line. But anyway, that's what I thought about it. But if y'all like any of this content, please like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. Like, comment, and subscribe to Abba and Preach. I will leave the original link to this video down below. Hope you watch it uninterrupted. And well, when it comes to an election year, it sucks for everybody. So, till next time, please take care of yourself. Stay hydrated, stay safe, stay warm. Peace out.
Little questions is everything they know about you. No way.